Hello. So today we're going to go over not Adobe stuff, but we're going to take a look into scripting and also, if I can get it going over here, storyboarding. So scripting is part of pre-production. Pre-production is the first thing you do before you really can just start a video project. So I got one going on right now that I want to show you. And right now this is just the pitch. So let's talk about the pitch. If I can get it going. There we go. A little bit wider, bigger. There we go. Okay. Okay, the pitch is pretty much, you got 30 seconds or less to normally pitch an idea to see if somebody wants it. Here's an idea I'm working on right now, the pitch. During lunch, several students looking bored, and I will make some spelling corrections as we go along, looking bored and disappointed in their snacks. Suddenly, a student wearing a blue shirt marches by with a cookie, humming the song, C is for Cookie. You know the one, C is for Cookie, and that's good enough for me, by Cookie Monster. This wakes the rest of the students from their dull snacks and makes them march behind the blue shirt student to get their cookies from the student store. Very clear objective. So that's a decent pitch. You can quickly already kind of guess what's going to go on here. There's very little dialogue. It all relies on emotion, looking at things, and really kind of getting together exactly what we want the viewer to see. And throughout the entirety, we're emphasizing the product. The product here is the cookie. Now, there are other ways to do this as well. Let's say we're doing an event, and I'm going to go ahead and find the script, so 1 second. This is going to be on my server. So stock, where's my extra stuff, swaggers. Looking for the script right now. Here we go. So let's go ahead and take a look at this script. Now, the premise of this script was to, let me go ahead and zoom in a little bit, to promote an upcoming improv night by the acting ensemble. Make sure I can get this all the way loaded. There we go. So this is, the premise of this is a boxing match, or it's set in the style of a boxing match or MMA fighting, where you have a referee who is introducing everyone. And we can really get that feel from how this script goes. So we go fade up from black on a wide shot of the theater stage, spotlight on a ref talking into a hanging mic, cut to medium close-up as a bell rings. Okay, that really instantly, the description there instantly gives you the feel of what the shot should look like. Ref. Now we designate out his dialogue, and as we go through, there's certain areas I'm going to go ahead and do a Control B on, and that is going to be emphasize our camera direction. So anything that I'm highlighting in bold is going to be emphasized as camera direction for the shooting crew. So here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to tonight's main event. In this corner, weighing in at 1,000 pounds, the overlord of comedy, Scott Ying Ling. And you notice the abbreviation, the dash right there to help emphasize the Ling. Now the camera's finally going to cut over to this Mr. Yingling, amping up during the ref's intro part, and even says that he's trying to amp up people during that part. The ref goes again. We don't say that we cut back to the ref, but probably we should. And in this quarter, weighing in of a combined weight of 19 metric tons, the Dragon Lords of Improv, your 2010-2011 acting ensemble. Again, that is there to help for the emphasis for the ref. And it goes right here, cuts to ensemble during the ref's intro, getting amped up, then back to the ref. Ref, let's get ready for comedy. So this is pretty straightforward. Then we come into the next shot, which is actually a graphic, which we can abbreviate with the abbreviation GFX. So we have graphic plus cheering crowd noises and bell rings again. Rings again. And it gives the information, improv night, tomorrow, cost $2. Cuts back to the ref in the middle of the ensemble, kneeling to either side. And the ref says, okay, I want to keep this clean. And that's actually a pretty decent, I would say, joke. That, okay, look, it's like a boxing match. You want to keep it clean. But it also gives the instance of, we want to keep the comedy clean. So that actually has a double meaning. Okay, so this is a pretty straightforward script. Let's go watch the video. So I'm going to go ahead and grab it. I'm going to go ahead and quickly throw that into a current running Premiere project I got going on. So I'm going to copy it over from my server, in my media browser. We'll get to this guy in a moment. I'm going to just drag that in. For some reason that's not coming in with audio. Let's try it this way. Okay, here we go. So let's give this a watch. I will mute myself for this, so let me go ahead and do that. Sorry, I forgot to send audio out to you guys. I always keep on forgetting that Premiere is a little finicky on audio out. So play back. And let's go ahead and so you can at least see what I'm doing. Setting it to DVI output, click OK, go home, fade, and let's give this a play.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to tonight's main event. In this corner, weighing at 1,000 pounds, the overlord of comedy, Scott Yingling. And in this corner, weighing in at a combined weight of 19 metric tons, the Dragon Lords of Improv, your 2010-2011 acting ensemble. Let's get ready for comedy! Okay, let's keep this clean.
A pretty straightforward commercial, I think. So let's go ahead and kind of break it down a little bit on how our script was applied. So let me go back to my playback settings so I can now hear it in my headset, desktop. And let me also go change NDI so you can potentially hear it as well. So system sound. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in, turn this down a little bit, and let's kind of break this down. So for that first shot, so let's go, so we have the crowd. So already we spend less than a sec, that's less than a second right there, by the way. Let's zoom out. So this is about a second and a half. Ding ding, we go from the medium shot, we go from the wide shot to this up angle medium wide where we have our intro going.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to tonight's main event. In this corner, weighing at...
So that's probably the longest shot of the entire thing, and that was about 7 seconds. And we didn't put this in the script, but we have this shot now revealing one of the fighters
At 1,000 pounds,
posing.
the overlord of
We cut back.
Scott Yingling.
We cut back to him, and he's like getting pumped up, like, yeah, I'm ready to go. We cut back to the ref now.
This corner, weighing in at a combined weight
Does his line. Now we go to this pan shot. And sometimes you normally wouldn't use a pan shot, but with how many people we had here, a pan shot was needed. To show everybody they're getting riled up as well. Cuts back to the ref. And now, here we go. We have a wide shot. That's everybody, and they're getting really amped up. Cut back to the ref.
Let's get ready for comedy.
So we have this improv night tonight at, actually this was a re-em version, so it's just tonight at 7. And give us the price. We hear all that crowd noise, the cheering, all that.
Okay, let's keep this quick.
And our end shot here really emphasizes that this is like a battle between our teacher figure and this crew of kids, the acting ensemble. Okay, and that is a basic. So we took our script and we really did, and now we visualized it because, hey, luckily we have a completed video. Now, with that script I was showing you, the pitch idea for the cookie video, that after you get it scripted, after I would get it scripted out, the first thing I would do that I did not do for this video here is storyboarding. What's storyboarding? Well, storyboarding is drawing out what you believe your video is going to look like. Now, I'm just prepping in Microsoft Word over here for a moment. Let me just prep this up. Okay, so let's take an already well-known commercial. This is a State Farm commercial. And I'm going to go ahead and keep on zooming out. There we go. And so this State Farm commercial is known as the Fisherman State Farm commercial. This has a fisherman going ahead and at the end keeping money away from somebody. But let's take a look at this shot by shot. I will post the link later in the description to find this video. So it initially says, so let's actually take a look at the storyboard, what I'm doing here. At the very top, I'm describing the shot, medium shot, wide shot. So if you're curious how to describe your shots, there's this handy little guide that we have. So we have point of view, over the shoulder, extreme wide shot, aka establishing shot, medium shot, head to toe, medium shot, waist up, medium close up. So this is like about mid-chest up to the top of the head, close up. So this is again from the shoulders up, extreme close up, low angle, which is what I use for that. Now I'm blanking the ref shot, high angle shot, and tracking shots. And also we got pan, so that's moving left to right, tilt up and down, zoom, self-explanatory, and static. Most shots you'll see are static shots. Then we can talk about locations. Missing from here is INT for internal and EXT for external, foreground, background, cut to. Then we have things like superimpose, titles, inserts, and voiceovers. So all those are different type of things you can have in a script. But I'm going to keep this one simple. And that's what they did in this video here. They kept it simple. So let's break it down. So fade from black with actors gasping in surprise. Walk out of frame. You see that only lasts 2 seconds. Walk into frame. Actor 1 grabs bag. Actor 1. And now we actually have the dialogue, so you can see that what I'm doing here is I'm designating action with bolded text. And dialogue and the actor, I'm centering and keeping it in a non-bolded form. So we have actor 1, hello beautiful, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And we go into the next shot. You see it only lasts a second, but there's a reason why. We have an effect. So this should be an effect. FX. Actor 3 pops in. So this is very cool. He's just gonna pop in, and actor 2 is gonna look confused. They have no idea what's going on. And actually that confusion could probably be set up here as actor 2 has no idea what actor 1 is doing. And then we start with some dialogue. Hi Anthony, how much did my discount double check save me? So this is another medium shot. She still looks confused. Then we go to right here, just a quick shot of about 150, so about, it says actor 3. Actor 1 says done and just walks out. And then we have actor 2, still thoroughly confused, turns kind of towards the camera and says, I don't have State Farm, but insurance, find me money. Okay, pretty simple. We go to a new wide shot where there's nothing there, then immediately we're going to have an effect. An effect of a new actor, actor 4. He's dressed like a fisherman. You know, he pops into the shot. And he goes, I got you $1. Now we move on. Actor 2 tries to grab the dollar. Actor 4 pulls it away. Oh, you almost got it. You got to be quicker than that. I added this little right here to note that a chuckle. Then we have a narrator come in. Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. So we just transitioned to a graphic. And in fact, I'm going to say up here, fade into GFX. So this notes that I want to fade into that graphic. Then we have, you know, there's there to help you with unexpected savings. That's getting a better state. So that is a 30-second commercial broken down. And actually, I broke this down shot by shot. So let's take a look how many shots that is. 1, 2, 3, 4. I call any effect right here like an additional shot. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that's about 12 shots in 30 seconds. That's pretty fast. Now, let's take a look at our own take at that. So we already have a good idea of what that looks like. But what about if we did it? Well, here's a good example of our own version of that same commercial. So let me just get that prepped. Edit. Playback settings. Switch that over to NDI. Ooh. NDI. So let's go back to Premiere. And let's give this a watch.
Hello, beautiful. Like a good neighbor, my counselor is there. Oh, hi, Miss Hamill. How many credits do I need to graduate?
Around 23 credits, and you're right on track to graduate.
Done.
I don't have 23 credits, but counselor, find me a diploma.
I got you a diploma. Oh, you almost had it. Gotta be quicker than that.
Hey students, and especially seniors, it's not June yet. You still have work to do. Get lazy now, skip classes now, waste tutorial time now, and a diploma may be out of your reach. Finish strong. Go South, go seniors.
Okay, so that is definitely longer than the original video, but it works. Following what they did, and that was a good visualization, that storyboard was a good visualization of this. So let's bring it over. We can see what's going on. So I actually had them walk into shot. There's some music going on.
Hello, beautiful. Like a good neighbor, my counselor is there.
And it feels pretty fluid.
Oh, hi, Miss Hamill.
Using a sound effects for that to bring in the person. Now I could have noted that in my storyboard as well, but certain details like that you normally don't have to stress over. But just watching this through, it's almost a shot-for-shot recreation. So the only thing that was added was our counselor here to give a more emphasis on what was going on, which slows down the video, but is kind of needed for something like this. And this would actually be called a PSA, public service announcement. And that's why we have this little part at the end to help emphasize that. And I thought that was a nice touch at the end where we tried to simulate that graphic that State Farm has and also their tone with something a little bit 8-bit. So looking at this storyboard, you can easily see that how well this could be taken and translated into something else for any number of projects. And it's so well laid out that you only have to change the dialogue a little bit and it's good. And as we showed here in Premiere, I did that. So that's how I recommend you be looking at your scripting and storyboarding. So let's just kind of go back to scripting for a little bit. So with scripting, one of the key things is after you have an okay script by somebody, once somebody has actually looked at your script and looked at your pitch, go ahead and script it. Now, the one thing I want you to consider as you think about a pitch or an idea, avoid the first one that goes along the lines of, wouldn't it be funny if? A lot of projects that start with that tone, wouldn't it be funny if, sometimes don't work. They don't have a lot of depth to them. That State Farm video had a lot of subtle jokes, but it worked. It's not because wouldn't it be funny if, it's like, hey, why don't we have our State Farm representatives pop in like they normally do, but to help this person buy something they want. Okay, that sounds like a cool idea. When they have a friend and something, and now that person doesn't have State Farm, so when they try to get something for their money, they can't because, well, their insurance company doesn't do that. Okay, so there's a breakdown of the State Farm, kind of like looking deeper into how that pitch might have worked. My improv night boxing video. So the premise of that is just, hey, we have the acting ensemble versus the improv acting ensemble teacher in a boxing type match for who's the best comedian. Okay, that sounds pretty, and again, it's all set up. That was all set up, like, okay, here we go, this is the main event. That's how that was set up, and it worked. So going back to my pitch for the cookie script, let's go to that. My pitch here is pretty crystal clear. I could take this and maybe it's a little too wordy for a pitch, but I could easily take this and script it through and go, okay, this is a good idea that somebody can use and somebody can film. So I think for today, what I would like you to look into is think about something you would like to promote. It doesn't have to be, and for the sake of argument, let's make it something that is not a major brand name. So avoiding Coca-Colas, the McDonald's, all that. Think of something you could promote inside of a school. Maybe it's the student store. Maybe it's SK Latte. Maybe it's an upcoming game for the baseball team or football team or any number of these things. Think of what you could promote. Now, knowing what you can promote, how would you promote it within a time constraint of about a minute? Let's say a minute is your timeline. At the low end, it could be 30 seconds, which is your standard length of a commercial. High end, maybe a minute 15, but let's shoot for 45 to a minute. Start thinking of pitches for something that could work in that format. And that's what I'm going to leave you for today. Not a lot for today, but that's okay. Tomorrow, we're going to go ahead and maybe either take I'm looking over here trying to get a few things set up, by the way. That's why I'm not looking at the camera. There we go. Tomorrow, we'll take a look at either A, scripting some more, or B, move back into Adobe, depending on what's going on. I think that finishes up today's little portion of enrichment streams. By the way, as you're watching these and have any comments, please make sure to email me if you have any questions. There's the email. There we go. Yeah, right there. Yeah, right there. There's the email. So if you need to get a hold of me, there's the email right there. And just let me know if these are being helpful, if they're not, or if anything else can be done, or if there's other parts you want me to look into. I would say for the more advanced class students or the VC2 students, this has all been remedial, and that's okay. Next week, I'm going to be looking into more advanced stuff in Premiere, little shortcuts and tricks. And then the week after that, maybe some After Effects. So hopefully this keeps you interested and still working with video. And we can actually take a break from Premiere, start working with cameras themselves as well. That's it. I will see you next time.